Stephanie Buffman from the Gladwin County Record in Beaverton Clarion, and I am here today with candidate for the United States House of Representatives, 4th District, Paul Mitchell.
Thanks very much for having me today.
Thanks for coming. Okay, first question.
Sure.
Define what you feel are the duties of an elected official.
I think the duties of this, as being the congressperson for the district, is first and foremost to represent the interests and concerns of the district. I think the biggest concern the district has is about the size, scope, and cost of our government, the federal government. We could go through a list of things that the government's doing that we're all wondering why we're doing those things. For example, EPA regulations on clearing water, and they're now trying to regulate farmers' drainage ditches. So it's getting in the way of business, and worse yet, we're paying for it. We're paying the government to do things that we don't want them to do. So we need to change that, and I think that's a responsibility the member of Congress has in this district to say, okay, enough already with paying for regulations we don't want and costs and taxes we don't need. We need to reduce our taxes. We can do that if we just reduce the size of the government and then balance the budget.
So what qualities do you possess that make you the right candidate for this job?
I think I have a unique set of qualities compared to other candidates. I spent 35 years in private business, 26 of them in the same company, all devoted to helping people learn and gather the skills they need to go to work in the workforce. So I built a business, employed over 600 staff, worked with thousands of adults trying to either retrain for a job or get the skills necessary to start a career. And I know what it takes to help people do that and build a business. I also know the barriers that government creates in the way of businesses because of that.
So what would you say are the most pressing issues that are facing our district and the United States today?
Oh, unfortunately, there's a list of those. I think probably one of the biggest challenges we have are career politicians that focus on identifying a problem and offering someone to blame for the problem, but rarely or not too frequently bring a solution to the problem. They're too busy blaming one another. We need to focus on solutions. If we start with solutions, we may not always get exactly what we want, but at least we're focusing on the right thing, which is curing the problem. You go to the problems we have, it starts, as I said, with the size and scope and cost of our government. Many things simply stem from there. It's a platitude to say we're just going to reduce federal spending because we could reduce $1 billion here and $1 billion there, and it doesn't get near the $17.6 trillion debt we have. We need to resize the government, get the priorities back in line, and then balance the budget to pay down our debt. That would also address the problem with Obamacare, which it's universally, at least in this district, I think is pretty heavily that most people believe Obamacare is a disaster. It's costing us hundreds of millions of dollars without really curing the problem we have with health care in this country. And there's nothing affordable about the Affordable Care Act.
What do you say can be done to fix some of these problems?
Well, it starts with focusing on solutions. Rather than spend the time that we spend trying to find someone to blame for it. I mean, you find plenty of people to blame. It's coming up with solutions. It's focusing on what are the priorities and responsibilities of government, which too frequently have not been done. It's what are all the things we can do? Well, what should the government be doing? Then it's what's the efficiency we should get for government? We have evolved to a federal government that believes we should write a bunch of grants. So, for example, in the higher education, in K-12 education, last count is 143 different K-12 grant programs, 143 of them, for which we pay administrative costs at the federal level, the national office, the regional office, all these different levels, long before money gets to anybody in the local level to actually provide services. We're spending more money on bureaucrats than we are on actually trying to solve a problem.
So if you were to win this seat, what would be your highest priority?
Highest priority is to, first and foremost, is to focus on areas we get the government back to a size that makes sense for all of us, for our business, to get government out of the business of strangling the economy. Regulation, a simple way to put it is, if it moves, they want to regulate it. If it makes a buck, they want to tax it. It's strangling opportunity in the United States. It's strangling growth in our economy. You saw last quarter that the gross domestic product declined 2.9%
Right.
on an annualized basis. And some people in Washington want to blame that on a winner. We have winner all the time. Some are better, some are bad. The reality is most of that is a result of Obamacare and regulations. We are causing problems in our economy. They're going to cause long-term problems if we do not get the government back under control.
What would you say to a voter who's on the fence deciding between you and Senator Molinar and Mr. Kenichi?
I think it's time, as I've talked to voters throughout the district, I get the increasing sense that they want people that are decisive, that are clear about what the priorities are, and that have the background and experience to understand what's going on in our economy and in the district. I spent 35 years in business, 26 with the same company. Pretty dedicated when I start something, and communicate well with people about what the issues are. And we need to focus on those issues and get them done. Focus on solutions, not be part of long-term politics. And that's the focus, is let's get some things fixed.
Paul Mitchell, thanks for coming out today and talking to us.
Thanks for your time, I appreciate it.